seconds left on the clock, that 2-minute clock for the batter to get in there. That time could be used throwing more pitches. But oh no, can't have that. It's 5 pitches, stop. You're done. Even if you're waiting forever for the batter to get in there. So I don't like it. Take a guy like BK, for example. When he's warming up out on the sideline and you're backing him up, he likes to get way out, far away from the fence. So you're right there. You're just like, okay, I gotta protect this guy and the ball. I'm playing, closer. I'm closer to the hitter than like the third baseman is, especially like in a place like in Masa NC. There's a really small amount of foul territory, and so like if BK's warming up, the line is probably 10 feet away, and you're also probably 60 feet from the batter's box. So you're on your toes. You're on your toes, and I would certainly prefer not to be there.
Have you told him, like, hey, BK, be careful out there?
Oh, he's going to do what he's got to do. But it's even if he wasn't so close. I mean, if he moved back, there's not, like I said, there's not much foul territory there. So you'd still be 70 feet away, which is when you're talking about trying to defend somebody, trying to back somebody up. It's that responsibility, like, wow, somebody can really hit a laser over here, and my responsibility is to try to keep this guy from not getting killed. So
that's the last thing you want to worry about when you're playing.
Yeah, pretty much. and it all can be solved by making, instead of being 5 pitches, being like 7 or 8 pitches. Like I'm pretty sure that's what it is in the States.
Yeah.
Basically,
It's 8 in high school. Yeah. Okay. The next thing, players coming out of the dugout and greeting you as you come off the mound after an inning, congratulating you, or just maybe at a bad inning, supporting you. Every inning, I see this. In MLB, it's like, leave the pitcher alone. Don't talk to him.
They will, like in the States, they're going to probably give you a pat or whatever, or high five when you get into the dugout. The meeting you out before, do I like it? No. Do I appreciate what's behind it? The support, that kind of thing. I can appreciate that, but I think at times it can be a bit much. There's certain teams, certain players in this league who take it to a whole different level. They're out, way out in close to the line when that player comes out to high five everybody. It's like, get back in the dugout.
Yeah.
I mean, let's go. It's not, and it seems to be more about, hey, look at me, I'm supporting us, instead of being a team thing where, okay, good job, whatever, you go back about your business.
Have you ever said anything to the guys like, hey, when I come off the mound, you don't have to come out?
Oh no, because they don't. Our team, it's not over the top. And the guys aren't coming way out. They boom boom, high fives or whatever. That's fine with me. It's certainly not bothering me at all. I mean, if they want to do that, that's their prerogative. But it also makes it so that when I'm in the dugout, I need to get up and do that too. So I mean, it is what it is, and I don't mind it. Like I said, I wish it was maybe a little bit different, so it's not so cheery softballish, I guess, is what I would say. But that's the way it's done here, and I'm certainly gonna go with it.
I mean, let's say you're throwing a no-hitter, and they all come up to you. I mean, that's when you really don't talk. Do they know? I've never seen this situation. Do they know when someone's throwing a no-hitter or it's the 5th inning and, like, okay, stay away from this guy?
I don't know. I really don't know if they do or not. I mean, I had a no-hitter through 6 when I was with Samsung a few years ago, and nothing changed. It was still the same thing. But I'm also not a big. I'm not big on that whole. I'm not a real superstitious guy. I appreciate and respect the superstitions that people have. So, yeah, in a situation like a no-hitter, I'm not going to say anything. if somebody wants to come talk to me, if I'm in the 8th inning or 9th inning or 8th inning of a no hitter, it's not going to bother me any. I'm just going to continue to go about my business or whatever. That's just fine with me. But I don't. Yeah, I mean, really, to answer your question, I don't know if they really do know much about that. I can't remember. I don't even know if anybody's thrown a no hitter since I've been here in the 5 years I've been here. So, and I don't remember seeing anything about it.
You and Andy Van Hecken, obviously teammates, and probably I would assume you're the closest to him on the team. Do you guys feed off each other? Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Because fortunately, we get along really well, and we have pretty similar personalities. Not particularly emotional, boisterous, or anything like that. Just kind of go about our business, stay, try to keep an even keel. So we can, when we talk about baseball, when we talk about what we see on the field, almost always we have the same thoughts about how things should be happening and that type of thing. So it's really helpful to just kind of throw things off each other. There are definitely times playing in a foreign country when things are done differently than you would typically see, where you just kind of want to vent, like, gosh, and you can't always say that type of thing to maybe a Korean player. It's nice to have somebody like Andy who, okay, what about this? Or he can do the same thing to me. And there's definitely times where, like, when I went home for the baby, I was gone for a week, and he sent me a couple texts like, I need you here. I need to vent. I need to, when he's sitting on the bench by himself and things are going on and he can't really voice, how he feels about something, it makes it difficult.
So there's this foreign pitcher group here in the KBO. Some guys are new, some guys have been there a while. Do you guys talk? Do you talk to, let's say, like a Jojo Reyes on Mondays when everybody's off? Is there a KBO foreign pitcher barbecue or anything like that?
No, there's nothing like that. I'm trying to think of. I got along really well with Gary Glover when he was here. He was with SK for a few years, so we would hook up whenever, like if we were playing each other, that kind of thing. I talked to Dustin Nippert a lot when we're playing each other. Same thing. It's like we don't really. I haven't gotten together, I don't think, with anybody like just on an off day. Just because I guess I'm lazy like that. I mean, I'm kind of in my own world and trying to plan getting together with somebody like on an off day is like, okay, when you're in town, maybe we'll hook up, something like that. So that's usually how it goes. I'm sure that there's guys on this team that, or not on this team, but like in this league who are the opposite of me, who any chance they can get to hang out with somebody else from the States or another foreign player or whatever, they're going to do that. So.
Well, before we talk about this, has been a crazy week, and obviously with the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks, that brawl. But here in the KBO, there were some words mentioned by Kim Tae-goon of the Hanwha Eagles. Have you heard about this?
Yeah.
Okay. Some people say they were insensitive. Some people call them naive or dumb, racist. He made some remarks towards Shane Newman, an African American. In my opinion, ridiculous remarks, talking about his teeth and distracting him. Shane doesn't even open up his mouth when he pitches. What did you think? And have you reached out to Shane?
Well, yeah. You mentioned them being naive, insensitive, racist. It was all of those. I don't, obviously in very poor taste. I think the knowledge of racism in this country certainly isn't as prevalent. There's not the obviously being American and all the things in our history that pertain to racism and the things that are still going on to this day in America. It's always there. So we as Americans are certainly more we see it a lot more. We're aware of it a lot more. I don't think that Kim Tae-gyun really understood the how strongly those words
He
could be
said
taken.
He was joking around.
Yeah, but it's not. And that's the thing is he was joking around, but it's not a joke.
Right. Exactly.
It's not funny. You don't. First of all, you don't know the man. I mean, I played with Shane. I know Shane. If I came up to him today after all this had happened and said, "Hey, listen, when we said hi to each other, and all of a sudden he smiled, hey, calm down with the teeth, okay?" As a joke, coming from what had come on,
right.
It would be funny. There would be absolutely he would know that that it was completely a joke and kind of in a way kind of making fun of how ridiculous and how dumb his yes, exactly, how those comments were. I wouldn't do that just because it's still a bit in poor taste.
Yeah.
It would be probably in poor taste to somebody who doesn't know me or doesn't know Shane, but I don't think that Kim Tae-gyun was trying to hurt anybody, but he did. It was a mistake. It was stupid, and I just hope that he realizes how not smart it was. And I think we'll probably move on pretty quick from it. But hopefully, maybe in a way, I hope that it brings to the surface the fact that the issue of racism here.
Yeah, maybe the KBO can educate the Korean players
Yeah.
on racism.
Because
some sort of PSA could come out or something
Sure.
from Kim.
And this is there. It's a very Korea obviously is. It's not the melting pot that say the Western world is. Sure, there's a lot of Chinese in this country. There is a decent amount of Westerners in this country, but it's not the same. And I read the paper constantly. It's this can be a very xenophobic culture, and so and with the amount of foreigners that are starting to come into this country to work or for whatever reason, that type of attitude has to change. It's a free world, and this is in Korea being a democracy and a free society. Have to realize that type of attitude is outdated and just not right. So
one of the listeners wrote something in the Cyber World. Hung Sung Kim. How have you dealt with or endured the cultural differences here, and what has been the toughest part of you trying to adapt in Korea? I know you've been in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
I lived in Japan too, but it just seems a bit tougher to adapt here. I don't know how it's gone for you.
I haven't had a problem at all. It's okay. The older generation, you will definitely see they're almost looking through you instead of at you. Whereas the younger generation is curious. They want, like, they know some English. They can't wait. They want to, hi, hello, how are you? Whatever. There's that curiosity. So it
teammates as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and teammates are all what I would consider younger generation. They've all, when they're in school, they're learning English. That's one of the first things that they're doing. That's also a huge part of their curriculum in the schools here is to learn English. But so that's like an everyday society type situation. It's really nothing. I haven't really dealt with anything bad per se. It's more of just like some of the older generation will just kind of, all right, you're here, not really care all that much. From a baseball standpoint, it can be difficult. It was actually more so in Japan. You were definitely hired help. You weren't. I never really felt when I was in Japan. I never really felt like I was part of the team. Never. Even when, and that was even with being successful. I was successful my first year. Went to the Japan series. We won the Japan series, but I just never felt that closeness in those teams.